Welcome back to another Uncut Resort Tour. Today we will be looking at the one gallery located in Cayo, Las Brujas, or better known as Cayo Santa Maria. Along the video I will let you know where everything is located, I will give you some specs of the resort, and make sure to stay until the end for the pros and cons. As I mentioned, this is a Uncut Resort Tour. It is not a room tour, a buffet tour, a la carte tour, or a pool tour. All of those will be in my next vlog video. Today we will be starting the tour on the right hand side of the resort between bungalow 14 and 15. If I recall, this area was called the secondary pool. This is a more quiet and family friendly area. You will see one of the pool is pretty shallow, ideal for toddlers. This video was filmed between December 20th and December 27th for our Christmas getaway. And as you can see, there is barely anybody at the pool. This is because it's roughly 9 a.m. Straight ahead is one of the pool bars. On my left, you will find the washrooms, also family friendly. And this pool is only a few inches deep, ideal for toddlers. On my left is bungalow 14, and on my right, bungalow 15. If you're looking for a more quiet stay, bungalow 10, 11, 12, 14, and 15, in my opinion, would be your best bet. Keep in mind that bungalow 14 and 15 are next to the theater, so you can expect to have a little bit of noise at night when they are performing their shows. As you can see, this area is accessible for people that has reduced mobility, or if you have a stroller. You will find those ramps throughout the resort. Here we have one of the locations that you can find your beach towels. On the left, you will find the kids club, and in front of us is the theater. During my stay, I tried to find a schedule for the shows, but I couldn't find one. As you can see, the theater is pretty big, probably can hold a few hundred people. This is also where you will have the meeting on the following day of your arrival with your airline representative. Throughout the resort, you will find some art, such as painting, and some sculptures. On my right is bungalow 15, next to the pool, where we were earlier. In front of us is the main building. You will find bungalow 1 to 7. If you go through that entrance, this is where you will find the guest service, the bank, as well as your airline representative. Here in front of us is a location that you can rent some carts. I believe they were 20 USD per day. We are now approaching the lobby. This is where you will be dropped off from Santa Clara's airport. On the left, and if you keep on your left, you will find the cigar lounge. It opens later on during the day, around 3 or 5 p.m. And on the right of the cigar lounge, you will find some elevators. If you do require an elevator, bungalow 1 to 7 will provide that for you. On the right, we will find the front desk. Check-in is at 4 p.m. and check-out at noon. Upon our arrival around noon, our room was already ready. On the left of the front desk, you will find the guest service, the bank, and your airline representative, as we saw earlier. Some washrooms, and on the left, you will find the sports bar. Again, opening later during the day around 3 or 5 p.m. Next to the sports bar, you will find the beauty salon, and next to the beauty salon, the gym. Here is one of the two main pools. We will have a better look at it later. Going back to the main building near the lobby, you will find a terrace with lots of seats. This is where the Wi-Fi works best. Back into the lobby. Here on the left, we have a better look at the entrance to the cigar lounge, as well as the elevators. Here you will find the gift shop. You will find anything from alcohol, cigars, chips, and your souvenirs. Here we have the lobby bar. There is quite a lot of seats to sit back, relax, while sipping on a cocktail. The lobby washrooms. At the end of the hallway, you will find the main buffet. And as you can see, people are in line to reserve for the a la carte restaurant. And you need to go daily to do your reservations. On my left is where you will find all the a la carte restaurants. Terrace number 2, and the Wi-Fi works pretty good here as well. The main door to enter the main buffet. Here's some specs of the resort. It has 621 rooms, 4 pools, 3 restaurants, 9 bars, unlimited Wi-Fi access, a kids club, a medical center, a gym, a spa. All non-motorized activities are included, such as tennis, the sailing boats, and the pedal boats. This is one of the newest resorts on the island. It did open in March of 2023. It is rated as a 4.5 stars. The bungalows are between 3 and 4 stories high. Bungalow 1 to 7 has elevator access. It is accessible for people with reduced mobility. It is located just a few minutes away from the beach. This is all part of the buffet. You can either eat inside or outside, as you can see right here. The buffet is located under Bungalow 5, 6, and 7. This part of the buffet was under renovations while we stayed here. As I mentioned earlier, this is all part of the main building, where you will find Bungalow 1 to 7. This is one of many access that you will find to go to the beach. On the left you will find a basketball and a soccer court, and on the right is the tennis court. The pathway to my left will take you to Bungalow 10, and the building in front of us is the Beach Ranch, another restaurant. Bungalow 9 is on my left, followed by Bungalow 8. Now we are walking towards the main pools. This pool had a little less activities, it was more quiet. The pool washrooms, and this is also where you will get your beach towels. The pool bar, and behind the bar you will find Fania and Joel. Plenty of drinks to choose from. If you're planning on getting married, this is one of the locations, unless you want to get married on the beach. And this pool is where you will find most of the activities, such as dancing and the pool parties. The pool grill, and it is open for lunchtime. As I mentioned earlier, throughout the resort you will find some ramps for people that has reduced mobility, or simply because you have a baby stroller. The 24-hour snack bar. Here you will find some amazing pizza. They do start it at 1 p.m. And if you're craving for poutine, they will make you one. Lots of seating area. Here you will find Bungalow 11. As I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for a more quiet holiday, this bungalow is for you. Overlooking at the Grand Sirenis, this is on my bucket list for 2025. On the boardwalk that will take us to the beach. On the left you will find the beach bar, and there is also a beach grill. Lots of palapas and chairs on this property to choose from. And here's what everybody comes here for: the white sandy beach. As you can see, the beach is wide. Staff are working daily, making sure it's well maintained. Probably one of the nicest beaches that I've ever seen. Walking on the beach one end to the other used to take me 45 minutes to an hour. Time for the pros and the cons. Two things to keep in mind before we start. We were there for our 2024 Christmas getaway between December 20th and December 27th. Secondly, usually when I go to Cuba, I go there with low expectations. Usually the resorts will exceed my expectations. Knowing that the one gallery is nearly 2 years old, it did open in March of 2023, and it is currently the talk of the island. I went there with higher expectations. When I do the pros and the cons in my videos, I usually start with the cons, and I will end up on a positive note with the pros. But in this video, I will just lay everything on the table, because with the cons, there is some pros that comes with it. Let's start with our first topic: the traveling time from Santa Clara's airport to the one gallery. They do advertise it as a 90-minute shuttle ride. On our last day when we got picked up in the lobby to go to Santa Clara's airport, I decided to time it. We left the lobby at 6 a.m. sharp, and we arrived in Santa Clara's airport at 7:32. So it is pretty accurate. Keep in mind that along the way, we didn't encounter any traffic, so if you do leave later during the day, you might encounter some traffic, so it might take you a bit longer. This is not my first time to Cayo Santa Maria, so the traveling time doesn't bother me as much anymore. Once you'll get to your destination and you'll have an overview of the ocean and the beach, you'll forget about all the traveling time because the view is so worth it. Also, while you will be traveling from Santa Clara's airport to your destination, you will be going through the town of Remedios and Cabarian, so you will have a little taste of the culture. At that point, you can make a decision if you would like to book an excursion to go see those two towns. While we were there, Sunwing was offering an excursion, leaving the lobby at 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. for the cost of 57 USD per person. You can always take a cab. The cab is usually 120 to 160 USD. You can always negotiate, but it does help if you speak Spanish. Even though that the resort is only 2 years old, we could already see some wear and tear. Some chips and cracks in the concrete. In some areas, the paint was peeling. In our room, the handle of our closet was broken, and our shower head wasn't working. Luckily, there was some people on site working on those issues. All the rooms comes with a butler, so we did address those issues to our butler. Within a few hours, everything was fixed. Note that this is not a fully on butler, but he will make sure that you have plenty of water, pops, and beers, and if you need anything else, like fixing, he will provide that for you. The beers that was provided to us was Moosehead. Our butler's name was Juan. Let's talk about the buffet. The buffet is located under bungalow 5, 6, and 7, and in my opinion, it is way too small for the capacity of the resort. Just for an example, on the nights that we went at the buffet, they do open at 7 p.m. We were there slightly after 7. We were seated at a table, ordered our drinks, went in line at the buffet. Everybody is back to back. We grabbed our meal, and by the time we went back to the table, our meal was nearly cold. There is lots to choose from your meats, vegetables, fruits, and desserts. There is something for everyone. Even though that the food is slightly cold, it was pretty good. When we were done at the buffet and exiting the area roughly at 8 p.m., there was always a lineup outside waiting to come in. Keep in mind that the buffet under Bungalow 7 was closed due to renovations, so that would explain the crowd at the buffet. They have 2 locations for the a la carte restaurants. They do a rotation between the international, Cuban, Caribbean, French, and Italian. We were there on 3 occasions, but we were only offered the international. They do have a pretty big menu option, but I have to say that I had better food quality in other a la carte restaurants, resorts. Overall, we had a great time at the One Gallery. Guest service are really helpful. The staff are friendly. You'll have tons of drinks options. The food is pretty good. The property is well maintained. Plus, you'll get to be on one of the nicest beaches in the world. Probably my top 3. I think I covered pretty much everything of the one gallery. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. For 2025, I am planning on visiting 6 more resorts, but my goal is to do 9. If you do have any hotel suggestions, please leave me a comment below. More videos on the way. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Until next time, ciao.